To toss things out to some breaking news, like Ian suggested there, over to the Lando Lakes. We're getting an update on that sinkhole.
Let's go and listen in right now.
As the water table goes down, that sand gives way to the soil, it gives way to the grass, gives way to potentially portions of these houses. With that being said, how do we fix it? That is, we need to get dirt in here as soon as possible so that we can create a 45 or so degree angle bank into it to support the edges from falling in. And we're working toward that end right now. We did have one contractor out here giving us a quote this morning. We've got two other contractors that are due in sometime around noon today to give us some quotes so that we can move forward with that. As a precaution, our staff has reached out to some homeowners on Canal Street that we originally let back in, and we've told them what is going on and told them to be prepared should we need to come back to them later today or in the future and have them voluntarily evacuate their homes again. With that being said, I'm sure you can imagine what a difficult time it is for the homeowners in this area. This morning I spoke with several of the homeowners, and we continue to not just communicate via, phone and other correspondence, but actually knock on their doors and talk to them and have face-to-face conversations. And we're going to continue that methodology for as long as we need to. We continue to address their concerns. We also are continuing to do road work and survey work so that we can ensure that the roadway is stable for the equipment that's going to be coming in the next couple of days. Utility companies are restoring and have restored power to one additional home today, and that's over on the other side of the sinkhole. We're going to allow that homeowner to come back in. But the other homes remain without power and will continue to remain without power until we do get some stability to the banks of this particular sinkhole. I want to thank Duke for being here, and they have had a supervisor on site 24/7 since this event started. So again, to our Duke representatives, thank you very much for all you've been doing here. We're coordinating also with the Department of Health. Of course, we had our water samples come back yesterday, and 17 of those water samples did come back with what is referred to as total coliform, and I did get that right? Okay, total coliform. And what that means is there are some elements and materials in the water that are typically associated with wells, especially older wells. This is a older, community, established community, and it's typically associated with wells that have not been cleaned out and so on. That's what we believe is happening. However, we're going to run confirmation tests with the assistance of Pasco County Department of Health to recheck those samples, and then we'll move forward on the results from there. There is not a public health issue at this point in time. Again, these contaminants, or I shouldn't say contaminants, these elements and minerals and things in the water that cause this particular test have been there for quite some time, most likely. But again, in an abundance of caution, we're going to be working with those homeowners. We are attempting right now to work out an issue where people in this neighborhood might be able to take their water samples or get a water testing kit, and we are looking at potentially waiving the fees for that for people in this community. That is not the case as of this press conference. However, I'm addressing it now because Tambry may be sending out a media release later today saying that those are waived. We're trying to work those issues out right now. So if anybody is concerned, they want to have their water tested, they can do that for a charge of $7 right now. But we're working towards potentially having that fee waived. More to come on that. Finally, I want to thank all of the agencies that have been here. There are way too many to tell you who all's been here. And then even today, I was on the phone with SwiftMud, DEP, and those agencies are going to be coming in and giving some consults as to some other items as we move forward. So I know easily we're probably at 12 to 15 agencies that have assisted us with that, as well as you all. We cannot do what we've done here in the last 6 days without your help. So I thank very much the media. With that being the case, I'm going to turn it over to first Alice Delgado with the United Way of Pasco, followed by Greg Crumpton with the Florida Department of Health, Pasco, and then I will come back up and lead the question and answers. Alice?
Thank you, Kevin. Good morning. Again, United Way has been working alongside many partners, as Kevin had indicated, Board of County Commissioners, Pasco County government, our nonprofit partners, all working together for a common purpose. That common purpose is to help those families impacted by this sinkhole. That's what our tag, Live United, is, working together. And I'm happy to say that Duke Energy has stepped up to offer a match to those funds that come to United Way. They will match up to $10,000. Duke has moved forward in their commitment to community as well. So I am pleased to announce that. For those who are for those who are donating money to help the victims of this relief fund, they can do so at the UnitedWayPasco.org. They can also text sinkhole to 41444, or you can mail your donation to United Way of Pasco. The address will be made available. Make sure you mark it sinkhole. But again, we want to extend our thank you to Duke Energy for their commitment as well. Thank you.
Greg Crumpton, Department of Health. I'm in conjunction with what Kevin had just, to reiterate what Kevin had said, is that the test results, some of them did come back with total coliform, which is an indicator that there could be something else in there. All it takes is just one small little bacteria to get into the water sample that could end up skewing the results. So as a precaution, what we always end up doing for any wells that would come back with something like that is to have a confirmatory test done, a resample, and then we would take it from there on how it comes back. Generally, if it comes back again with total coliform, then what we would end up doing is having them go on bottled water, boil their water. We would also end up having them get a hold of a well company that can come and professionally end up disinfecting, their well with bleach and flushing out for them, and then to end up doing a follow-up test on it to see if that clears. A lot of times the bacteria can be anywhere. It doesn't necessarily mean it's in the well itself. It could be in the spigot. It could be in the piping leading to it. That's why we try to end up taking tests and also in different areas to see to try to isolate where it might be coming from. We have gone ahead and, like I said before, yesterday's press conference, the bottles are being shipped to us from Tallahassee to end up doing the metals and the VOCs and the SVOCs, the volatile organic compound testing. We should end up having those bottles in by late tomorrow, Friday. We've already have started to contact some of the residents that we're going to be doing the testing to get permission. So far, my office staff has been able to get a hold of 10 out of the 20, and they have given us permission already to go ahead and begin that testing when we end up getting the bottles. And we will, if we're not able to do it on Friday, we're going to start again fresh on Monday on doing the testing. Thank you.
You just heard several different authorities talking to us from Land O'Lakes. This is where that giant sinkhole opened up last Friday. It's been kind of on standby. They've been waiting to make sure that it wasn't going to continue to grow, and now that cleanup process has begun. We heard that contractors are getting out there. They're talking about filling up that hole. They're getting quotes for the county and things of that nature. Again, trying to fill up that hole and get that neighborhood back to where it once was.
Yeah, they've also been taking some water samples, and they said that 17 of them did come back total coliform, which means that there's something in the water that it could be anything really. So they're going to be doing some confirmation tests on that as well to make sure that everything is okay with the water.
And again, this is just the beginning of that cleanup process. We have heard several times that this is going to take several months for this to happening. They're also talking about donations for the families that are out there, and we do have information on WFLA.com if you'd like to head out there. Duke Energy is matching up to $10,000 for donations to the Pasco County United Way.
Yeah, there's several ways you can do that. It's all posted on our website, WFLA.com.